good number of things to the space. And like I said, it's the sports space is now limited to just football and basketball and cricket and you name it. Sports is just something that has a variety of different things that that we have to understand has a broad scope of possibilities there. So we feel that with African Empire Warrior, that it's important that we expand the scope to include things that which were never thought of. So I thought about this whole thing from the start. The whole concept of the show was initially it has a baseline sports factor to it, but the most important thing is what else could we add to it that will enhance the experience. We'll put it in such a way that will make it a unique experience for people to not just enjoy the show, but also get educated in the process whilst at it. So there's entertainment value, there's educational value, there's like I said, the physical fitness and all this stuff, which is a product line in itself that will connect to on so many levels with so many different individuals, with so much more out there. We want to entertain from the youngest kid to the oldest person. So how can we do all of that together in one space? And this is what brought into play this whole concept of African Empire Warrior. Now, the concept of the empires, how did that come into play? Well, sat there and kind of played around with the whole concept of the show for a while, and I felt like there has to be a way to which we can infuse knowledge and the history of Africa into what we're doing. Because they said if you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're headed. So you need to know your history, So for us, for me, at this point in time, as I was crafting out the concept or the idea on how to put the show together, we stumbled upon the name, and so I was like, that's a natural fit in terms of how we want to do this. There are many empires that existed back then in Africa, ancient Africa, before 1884 Berlin Conference, which split Africa into its current geography. But what we decided was, okay, we want to entertain people. We want to include as many Africans as possible. So what we're going to do eventually is to have all the African countries represented at this show. But at the same time, how do we juxtapose all of that together with the competition, the format? So it just happened that we thought about the empires and said, okay, well, these empires had warriors. They had many major warriors back then, and what was it for them to get themselves ready, to be fit, to be able to perform their duties? And so and that brought into focus the sports side of it, because I felt like, how rigorous was their training, and how could you take that concept and look at what we have today with all these CrossFit shows and how that fits in, and how you can entertain people, using the concept of what they used to get themselves ready and fit to perform in the field of battle or whatever duties they were assigned to, and how that fit into what